Hi, welcome to the English Accent and Pronunciation Improvement course. We pronounce it EPIC. Just a little short introduction, maybe about 30 minutes or so, maybe a little less. Um, excuse me. I've been doing this course for about at least 10 years, uh, spring, summer, fall, about the same online course, about 10 weeks long. It's gone through many changes, as you can imagine, and it's about more changes are about to happen as well. And I'll talk to you about that a little later. So if you can't join our course this spring, we will have the usual summer course beginning in May, and that will be quite different from the course that you will see that I'm going to introduce you to right now. Anyway, here we go. Um, Forgive the cough. I've got a bit of an allergy or something here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. But I think we should be okay. Again, you probably saw the webpage. We talked a little bit about the course, but what's it about? It's better accent or pronunciation, which is better, not perfect, but you'll see if you practice, you follow the routines and the homework, you'll sound better within 3 months, pretty much guaranteed. Better expressiveness in speaking. Even if you are a teacher and you're doing the course so you can learn how to do it, you will find that having done these exercises, particularly the body exercises and movement and gesture, that your speech will be more expressive. You'll have more awareness of your speech and more able to use it, something like a musical instrument, something like that. More confidence in speaking. That happens anytime you improve your speaking style. You become much more confident in everyday conversation. That's the idea. Note the fourth one there. That's a good method for continuing to improve. At the end of the course, you will have a kind of a set of routines, and in fact, we'll be using AI that will kind of assist you in continuing to improve your speaking in general, not just your pronunciation, as much as you like. A really interesting difference with this course is that you study at home by yourself. That's really kind of unusual. There are lots of things about pronunciation teaching, about learning pronunciation, about learning conversation in English, let's say. It's much better to work in a group of maybe a half a dozen where you're interacting with people and getting feedback. But this is one course where if you focus in on speaking and on speaking style, as we will, you can do an enormous amount by yourself at home with regular daily practice. So here's how it works. Every Wednesday for 10 weeks, there will be I will have a online 20 to 30 minute training video uploaded on YouTube, maybe on Vimeo as well. And you'll get that on Thursday, and then you'll work with it, and in it we'll have homework assignments, and you do that for the rest of the week, and then come back again the next week for the next video. So ideally, for really good progress, you need to do about 15 to 30 minutes of homework every day. Ideally in the morning if you can, but evening's okay too, but again, I will talk more about that. Every week I will give you kind of a good set of steps and a plan for practice for that week with your work. So that's the basic course. It's a video on on Thursday. And then with it, you practice the exercises and the instructions in the video for 5 or 6 days. Now, here's the optional part. Now, this is optional live homework follow-up meeting on Zoom on Wednesday. So it'd be 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. So that would be 5 to 6 on the west coast of the US. And I can't remember exactly, but it's okay, even if you're in Pakistan or Japan. It kind of works. You don't have to do it in the middle of the night anyway. So, and in that one, and again, I'll show you in a few minutes exactly what goes on that Wednesday night. But see, that costs you a little money, extra money. So, because you get some individual attention, not just Wednesday night, 1 hour on Zoom, but also I set it up so I can meet with you during the week. If you have something very, very special that I can help you with on Zoom. So so the course is basically free, but this is what, $250. This is about $25 per week to attend the special feedback session and to get more individual attention. Here's what the syllabus looks like. There's your 10 weeks. This is not week one. This is pre-week one, just the introduction. So rhythm, basic rhythm, and rhythm is sort of the foundation of the course. So everything we do, we will always be very aware of what the rhythm of our speech is. And in general, we will use gesture and movement, upper body movement, to control that rhythm, a training in. This is called an embodied course. Embodied, word we use is embodiment, meaning using the body very regular, systematically and carefully, particularly particularly for rhythm, but for some other things as well. So first week is just rhythm, and that's kind of connecting grammar and pronunciation and rhythm together. Week one. And week two is fluency. Fluency, we're trying to be very, very flowing rhythm. Like we use a gesture, which you'll see me do it. Kind of a gesture, sort of like this. For example, we use a gesture like this, something like Tai Chi, to help us get better body rhythm and better speech rhythm, something like that. So every week there will be a gesture training. I will talk more about what those gestures are in a minute, but in the course, there are about maybe 30 gestures that we connect to sound or rhythm or to emphasis in speaking, something like that. So week 3 is consonants. Now that one depends on you, what problems you have with like TH or R, L or something like that. So that one's basically what the students need for that week. And then weeks 4 and 5, it says vowels. That's really more about vocabulary. So we use vowels to help you remember vocabulary. And for example, on each vowel, for example, if you had a vowel that had the word like the sound in it, there's a gesture that begins something like this and touches the other hand, so like bed. So there's a gesture that goes along with the most important part of the word to help you remember the word. So weeks 4 and 5 are really about developing good memory for vocabulary, kind of what those are about, using the body. Week 6, same thing like week 3. And again, more just whatever you need, we will do. And again, you can make it as exciting or difficult, whatever we need, we will do there. So 3 and 6 are sort of what the students need. 7 and 8 are melody, like the melody of your speech. And those are like week 7, it says melody little pieces. So like a phrase like how are you? How are you? With the melody kind of going up and down, right? How are you? How are you? We have gestures to go along with that. So that's like little pieces, or like my name, right? Bill Acton. There's a little gesture to go with that. So little pieces. Week 8, big pieces, long sentences. And you use maybe 3 gestures or 3 movements to kind of get the right rhythm for your speech with the sentences. That's right. Then week 9 is public speaking. This one is like for being in class or being in business. And there we'll use, we'll be using particularly gestures that work to help you control your speaking, like when you're giving a speech or a report or something in class, and keep you from getting too nervous, keep your your blood pressure down and your heart rate slower in those kind of situations. Nice stuff. Right? And then week 10 is rhythm 2, which is conversation style. And for that one, if you have boxing gloves, you might bring them along for that week because we use them like you're fighting. We're using the rhythm of the movement of like boxing to help us develop and understand the rhythm of English. So that's what it looks like. Again, those are the basic things we're doing each week of the 10 weeks of the course. And also after the course, I usually meet with each student for a kind of a goodbye session and to talk about their progress and give them some ideas on what to do. So here's a typical week. Let's say here. So like I said, Thursday, do a video along with me. Video is usually about 20 minutes, maybe 30, but usually between 20 and 30. And keep notes. Keep lots and lots of notes. Always have a pad and pencil with you. Take notes on what you're doing, things that you discover, things I say. Not too often, but if I say something interesting, write it down, please. Friday, then now Friday, you're going to follow the instructions I gave you in the video. So there's a warm up, there's some training with moving the body and speaking together. And then we have something called embodied oral reading. That's basically reading a little dialogue or story, but embodied, which means you use gesture with it or movement with it while you're speaking. And keep notes. Saturday, do the warm up, training, embodied oral reading, keep notes. And on Saturday especially, begin to keep notes on words or phrases that you might have difficulty pronouncing, or something that you hear someone say, maybe where their pronunciation seems strange to you, maybe a different dialect, something like that. Again, take notes. And what we do is then on Wednesday, when you come to class, if you come Wednesday, then I'll ask you, what have you got in your notes? What have you discovered this week that's interesting to us? But again, at the end, your notes, you'll be learning how to use your notes, how to go from your notes to the movements to speaking practice for yourself. Sunday I take off, but you can do what take the day off. But I would encourage you to take one day off. Sunday's a good one. I don't work on Sunday, at least other than washing dishes or something. Monday, do the warm up, embodied oral reading, practice your target words. So those are words that you might have found on Saturday, or even a word that's in the embodied oral reading which you don't have good pronunciation of, or maybe even a word that you want to improve, which you've looked up in the dictionary, that you can use the gesture technique of that week to help you with it. Right? Because each week you'll be learning more and more of these techniques. Give you many different ways to remember things or to speak more confidently or again, just to change your speech, things like that. Many things about them. Like I said, by the end of the course, you'll have lots of different techniques that you can use yourself. Then Monday, same thing. Tuesday, a little bit different. Tuesday is an important day. And that's where you do the warm up. Always do the warm up. Always. They're fun. Most of the warm ups are really fun too. Body door reading. That'll take you about 10 minutes. It's about 12 lines long, usually. And you go through it 3 times, something like that. Then what you do, now you find something yourself that's kind of like the embodied oral reading, and you use these MT5s. Now, MT5 is a movement, tone, tempo, and touch technique. Got that? Movement, tone, tempo, and touch technique. M5. That's what we call M5. So that's this, as I told you, this weekly gesture technique to help you with many different things. So you do that, and you create your own embodied oral reading and practice it. And practice your target words. Always in your notes will be a list of words that you're working on, you want to fix, want to improve. Then Wednesday, come to this class, the 60-minute class, again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not, practice by yourself. And again, I've had people who could not come to Wednesday and they made wonderful progress just working by themselves. Again, you can email me and I will answer questions, that sort of thing. That Wednesday session, here's what we do. We go over the embodied oral reading very carefully. Oh, we do a warm up first. Okay, always warm up. And then I check students' individual MT5s for accuracy. So that week you will have learned some kind of a movement, like for vowels or something. And I'll have you turn on your screen on Zoom so I can watch it and see if you've got it just right. Because it's really important where your hands go in front of you in the visual field. It's like a box like this, right? So where you put your hands in terms of remembering is really important because we're going to have many techniques. Each technique has its own place in front of you. And I had to, got somebody trying to call me. I'll let that run for a bit. Well, I can't turn it on. There we go. Yep. Okay. Anyway, um, sorry about that interruption there. Again, one more thing too. You can see this course is pretty informal. There will be interruptions. We have a dog and grandchildren, so we're here. Again, I'm sorry we can't be here in person to do this with you, but it's really fun. I promise. So check the MT5s. We do questions from you that you have from the week things you want to know about. And then I always give a preview of next week's lesson. There'll also be a preview of next week's lesson in the training video as well. All right. So kind of to summarize, how does it work? Gesture and touch, make pronunciation easier. We've said that many different ways. Use your whole body, rhythm and gesture together, help keep learning both relaxed and energetic. That's really important. You want to be relaxed, but yet comfortable and moving smoothly. The embodied oral reading is the secret of the course. It's just great for bring your body into conversation. And what happens is after you practice it enough, you don't think about it. But while you're speaking, it's like some other part of your brain that kind of runs the body, kind of keeps you moving more smoothly and keeps you relaxed, really, is what it does. Wonderful stuff. Practicing the embodied oral reading every day trains mind and body to move and speak more like English speakers. That's the idea. As you will see, the gestures and movement are set up in such a way so your body moves as you do them, kind of like I do. Although again, I speak several languages, and my gestures are kind of messed up, but in general, like a kind of a general native speaker would speak. And finally, to help you use what you know. In other words, you will learn some new words in this course, but mostly you will learn just a different way of saying them, a different pronunciation, or a more expressive way of doing something, a better rhythm, things like that, right? So as you come to the course, you have enough words already to really improve your pronunciation. I'm going to give you some new words, maybe names that we'll practice. But in general, this is being able to use better what you know already. Here's my email. And if you want to join the course, will be PayPal or Venmo. I'll help you do that. But to enroll, if you want to join the Wednesday one, I need to chat with you on Zoom. So send me an email and we'll set up a Zoom chat and just talk. I want to make sure you're not going to waste your money by coming to the Wednesday night course. That's all. All right. For more about the course, you can go to my website. Again, what you're seeing on the screen there is on the blog. So I'm not going to pause, so you don't have to copy it. You can just go to the blog post. It's there. Now here about the summer course, that when I told you about the EAPIC course, the summer, it's going to include identity protection. So it's pronunciation is about your identity, who you are, what you look like, and how you sound. That's all part of who you are as a person. Well, your virtual identity, your identity on the web and online, that's part of you too, and more today. So much of who we are is out there on the web. So I'll be using this called Identity Shield. Again, if you'd like to see what that's about, you can go to the website there. And then here's my website. I've got another website, william.acton at legalshieldassociate.com. And go look at Identity Shield, what that is. In fact, I would recommend everybody have it. And so take a look at it and see if it doesn't, given what you do and how crazy things are with AI and so on, it's really worth having. Anyway, but that's part of the summer course. The summer course is a little bit different with having online identity as well as pronunciation identity. So here, finally, here's your homework. A little bit of homework for next week. So just send me an email. Tell me about yourself and why you think it'd be a good course for you. Or give me some idea of your schedule, how much time you have to practice. Again, if you don't have time, I'm not going to be concerned about you not making progress. But if you got the time, and if you're disciplined, if you can exercise, that kind of thing, you'll make good progress. Tell me about your experience with music. That's kind of important. Maybe playing an instrument, singing as a kid, or just if you enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it, tell me what kind of music do you enjoy? I found that music or your relationship to music is important in improving your pronunciation. And I'll talk more about that later. Finally, tell me if you want to join the Zoom feedback class. Again, if you want to, I'll get in touch with you. We'll do a Zoom interview. We can chat. Then you and I can decide if spending $250 would be a good investment for you as a person. So I think that's about it. And I always sign off the same way. Keep in touch, Bill. I hope you can see that I like this. I love it. Been doing it for almost 40 years, probably doing this haptic meaning gesture and touch and pronunciation movement. And I pretty much guarantee you'll enjoy the course. You can make really good progress, but you have to work at it every day, really, 15, 20 minutes. But I think you'll be happy with what you get. All right. Anyway, I just noticed that wind. You see a windmill spinning there in the background? That's great. Anyway, good to see you. I'm glad we could connect up and look forward to working with you next week. See you then and keep in touch.